My son, who is alive and well today, was alive but not well in 1984. He was born 3 months premature, weighing in 2 pounds and 1 ounce. The day after my son was born, he weighed down to 3 pounds, 9 ounces. That day, after the doctor prepared us for his death, I held my son in the palm of my hand, like you would hold a pen or a pencil, for what I thought was the last time. As I looked into his eyes, counted his toes, and felt the impact of his head, his legs, and arms against the palm of my hand, I realized that this is what a child looks like on the inside of the womb of his or her mother. I realized I was holding my son, not a blob of tissue. I realized I was holding a child, and not just any child, but my child. My son was doing everything he could to live. It was at that moment God touched my heart and made me understand that what was on the inside of a woman was indeed a person, a living, breathing human being that deserves to be protected by law and by law. That day, in the hospital, holding my son in the palm of my hand, the personhood of the child inside the womb of his or her mother rang true in my heart. Today I stand before you a sponsor of the California Human Rights Amendment, an amendment that clearly defines the child inside the womb of his or her mother as a person, a living, breathing human being whose humanity is inherent, inalienable, and self-evident. The California Human Rights Amendment affirms the sanctity of life from the beginning of our biological development to the end of our lives. The California Human Rights Amendment embraces all of us, regardless of the means by which we were procreated or reproduced. The California Human Rights Amendment protects all of us, regardless of our age, race, sex, gender, physical well-being, function, or condition of physical or mental dependency and or disability. The California Human Rights Amendment recognizes that valuing human life is a fundamental to life itself, and it is the cornerstone of peace and prosperity for any society. As I reflect on the birth of my son and how I held him at 1 pound, 9 ounces in the palm of my hand, the California Human Rights Amendment rings clear in my conscience and true in my heart. Join us today as we reach in our hearts and out to the great state of California with a love for life that can never be quenched by requesting title and summary for the California Human Rights Amendment. Thank you.
Each year in California, over 200,000 free-born human beings are killed because they are considered non-persons. Our fellow Californians still in utero are very much alive, but are poisoned, lacerated, and decapitated every day in surgical or medical procedures that tear them limb from limb and stop their tiny beating hearts. This horrific human rights abuse is perfectly legal in our great state because the preborn, while demonstrably alive and demonstrably human, are not protected persons under our state constitution. A just society must welcome the weak as well as the strong, and just laws must protect the rights of the weakest. That is why the most unjust laws are those that deny personhood to the weakest human beings. There is no weaker or more defenseless human being than the tiny child just beginning his or her life. Every one of us has started our lives in weakness, and we will end our lives in weakness. Our laws must protect each person's basic human right to life from the beginning of his or her life until the end. We are all once these tiny preborn children, and thank God, those who were stronger than us welcomed us and did not kill us. Every human being must be welcomed by our society and protected by our law. So on behalf of the littlest Californian, I proudly co-sponsor the
that this legislation will also be reaching out to the Hispanic community. I've seen firsthand the Latino community in the Dominican Republic, who is a culture of life. We went, a team of us, to the Dominican Republic to support this new legislation, constitutional reform, where life was protected from the moment of fertilization, and the legislation passed, proving that the Latino community is a culture of life. Yo le animo a todos los latinos que apoyen esta legislación que apoya a la vida del momento de concepción.
Today, California has a golden opportunity to lead the United States of America in advancing the cause of civil rights, human rights, and equal rights for all human beings, born and pre-born. American Life League is here to extend our gratitude to Pastor Walter Hoy for taking up this important challenge at a crucial moment in our nation's history. This is an enormous step toward establishing equal protection under the law for every innocent human person, regardless of where that individual lives, regardless of how that individual was procreated. Today, American Life League calls upon the people of California to respect the human rights of all people, regardless of their age, health, or condition of dependency, including the human rights of those not yet born. The time for false claims against these children is over. A new day has dawned in this great state. There is a body of empirical, medical, and scientific facts that shows beyond a shadow of doubt that a human being exists at the point of his creation. This includes the single-cell human embryo. The Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision was wrong. It was based on false evidence. And I stand here today to call on the people of California to turn the tide, to make it clear that in California, every single human being will be provided with equal rights under the law, human rights under the law, and civil rights under the law by supporting the personhood proposal that is before the state right now. I am honored to be here today, and I pray for the success of this effort in the state of California. Thank you.